Hello, and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at ADIPEC 2023. I'm delighted to be joined at the studio by Yasser El-Khazindar, CEO, Sensia Global, and Simon McEntee, Regional Sales Director EMEA. Thank you both for joining me.
Good morning.
Now, Yasser, can I start with you first?
Absolutely.
How has Sensia evolved as a company 4 years on from the formation of the joint venture?
Let me first start by when the JV was put together in 2019 by our two parent companies, SLB and Rockwell. What they wanted is they wanted to integrate the domain and digital knowledge from SLB along with the automation and digital for Rockwell Automation to create something unique in the marketplace. That leverages intelligent action to our clients. And when I speak about intelligent action, that drives the performance, it drives productivity, and it drives sustainability as well. The solutions that we provide basically ranges from the time we start sensing, measuring different things in an oil and gas field or an asset, going into the thinking and the calculation and embedding the domain knowledge in what we do, and then into the control to automate and ensure that you get the best maximum output. Over the past few years, we've continued our growth. We've grown more than the market pace, which is good news. We grew at different geographies, and we've leveraged the parent companies, SLB and Rockwell, to expand within these markets. We've also leveraged SLB with a go-to-market strategy focused on digital specifically. However, an area that continued to grow over time is sustainability, because with all hands now on sustainability, decarbonisation, and going into new energies, we had to look at our portfolio and look at ourselves and what can we do different. One of the things that we've done lately was basically to relook at our logo, and our logo now reflects that drive toward the sustainability. One of the things that we've also done is we've acquired a specialized company called Swinton. Swinton is a measurement company, and it also provides measurements of the carbon across the value stream. So these are some of the things that we've done over the past years.
Interesting, and I want to bring in here, Simon. How active are Sensia involved in recent decarbonisation projects then?
Oh, good question. We have several activities and actions that we've been busy with, and we're looking forward to the future. And first one I would maybe mention is our ability to measure emissions on a real-time basis. And we've done this with some major large tier 1 oil and gas companies in the UK, and we're talking to others around the globe. And the fundamentals of this is, if you can calculate and measure and model your emissions real-time, you can then start to optimize your ability to control your ingestion on fuel versus your CO2 production. So marrying those together in a kind of closed-loop automation way, we're then able to optimize and ensure we've got the optimum CO2 production. So that's one angle we're doing on sustainability. The other one is we have a full sort of value proposition surrounding carbon capture. If we look at the different technologies that came together when we formed Sensia, they apply to carbon capture in a very, very, very clever way. And not just in one point of carbon capture. When you look at the value chain from capture through to transportation, through to well injection, through to containment and conformance, our value proposition actually stretches from start all the way through to finish. And we're seeing a real acceleration in demand for this. And one of the nice things Sensia brings is the ability to control it. But through Swinton, we also measure how much carbon we're bringing into the system. We're then capable of transporting it through optimized digital twin technologies to make sure efficiency between point of capture to point of injection. And then lastly, we do a lot of well monitoring and surveillance optimization to ensure that we're actually injecting carbon into wells in the most efficient way possible. And then lastly, you've got your 20, 30 years of monitoring these wells to ensure no leakage actually is performed. So there's 4 different areas that we're really showing a nice value and experience in. But there's one area that overlies all four of those areas, and that's the production data management of carbon capture, the value stream, the allocations, the billing, the reporting. also very, very key to make sure that you're really managing this business in a good, effective way.
That's really interesting, Simon. I want to bring you back in the Yasser. So, what do you think the opportunities are for improvement of implementation of digital solutions for the energy industry?
Well, it's quite immense because to be able to do any improvement in performance, first you've got to measure. And then you've got to take this data and make sense out of this data, to analyze that data and look at it from a process and a workflow point of view, and then to integrate all this together. To be able to do that effectively, the only way to do it is through a digital system to allow us to ingest the data, make sense of the data, and then basically use that data to provide an action. Because to understand is one thing, but to actually provide an action is another. And then to learn from these actions that you're doing by continuing to measure your outputs and then optimizing it to get the best possible output. So we believe that digital is in the core of what we do. It controls the automation business, the data business, the lift control, and so on. So it's definitely at the core of what we do. And we believe that we play a key role in the journey of our customers.
Very interesting, yes. And back to you, Simon. Now, as an organization, what is Sensia doing in alternative forms of energy, maybe, or as well outside oil and gas?
Yes. Oil and gas is the dominant part of our business, for sure, no question. But there's a couple of other areas that we think is fascinating. Geothermal, for example. We are working with a lot of companies in Iceland, big geothermal region. We do all the production data management. We optimize their wells. We ensure that they're getting the best generation of power and also heat from these wells and optimization. And the other area is hydrogen. We have as mentioned, we have a full portfolio of measurement devices, ultrasonics and so on. And we've really been realigning these and just updating them to be able to handle both hydrogen as a gas and also CO2 in the multi-states that it would have, from a delivery perspective. So these are some of the areas we're seeing other new energies.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very interesting, Simon. And so how do you envisage upskilling, supporting the workforce in the future oil and gas industry? How much more and more will digital automation be playing part in training and upskilling?
Well, the industry is changing, and it's changing at a very fast pace. If you really look at the assets that we have globally, be it the older ones or even the new ones, most of them are going through some sort of digitization and taking them to the next level of performance. If you really look at the past few years, the profile of the production operators, the production engineers have changed. And what is needed from them today is quite different compared to what we had 10 years ago. And with the drive towards data, artificial intelligence, intelligent control, and automation, the training and the upskilling of those individuals have to be completely different, because what needs to happen now, and this is something that we've been supporting our customers on, is basically training them to do in processes that would add value. Because all this digitization and automation would remove a lot of the actions that they used to do in the past that would not add a lot of value, like driving to a well site to just take a reading. That does not have to be there. And obviously the impact on the carbon footprint is quite immense as well. So I would say with the new generation of production operators, production engineers, reservoir engineers, and so on, the training that they need to get is quite different from the past, and it has to be leveraging all the digital technologies that we're providing today.
It's really interesting, yes. And
can I just add just a small bit to that as well? When you look at the workforce we have in oil and gas, there is you could say some of us are aging, well or not well. You could make up your own mind on that one. But the other area is that subject matter expertise, before it leaves the industry, you want to capture that. You want to capture that in technology that can be easily applied for people entering the industry or people learning the industry by techniques like virtual reality headsets, where they can see how you break apart a pump, And all that can be driven from the expertise of those people with 40 years experience in the oil and gas world. So capturing it, enhancing it, making sure you use technology to deliver it to people coming in is vital.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, just before we go and have both of you here, we're in October of 2023, coming up to the end of the year. But where are you looking to 2024? What's the opportunities and
immense opportunities. We look at the introduction of very interesting technologies towards the start of the year, focused on edge computing and control. We're looking forward to introduce this technology. It's unique in the marketplace and would help our customers in their digitization quest. So that is one of the things we're looking forward to. Obviously, we are in discussions with multiple customers on decarbonization, some CCS projects that our technologies would be integrated as part of the solution.
From my point of view, I think carbon capture is one of the most exciting markets right now in decarbonization, both for what's needed for the world, but also, for from a technical perspective, and a growth in interest and demand in projects in countries really looking to take that step forward. I think carbon capture is going to be an accelerated technology, which I think is we're poised to hopefully, do good things for the world. Yeah.
Great. Well, it was really good to hear. Yasser, Simon, I really appreciate you giving me your time today.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Well,
Thank you.
I've enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Thanks everyone for watching, and I look forward to bringing you more studio interviews from the show floor in the coming days.